When we start to develop our identity, goals, our subconscious, then so when we have developed all this, which we all developed during descending yoga time, and at time there was Satyug, and then came Treta and Dwapar and Kaliyug, So consciousness was descending. Even if you were a very high soul in those peak conscious times, we all came down in consciousness. And especially the Kali Yuga times were so difficult. See, how does our identity form? How does the subconscious form? When we are not able to live in that moment, when we are not fully present in the emotions, in what's happening, in what are the emotions of others, right? When we are not fully present to that, whatever part that was not present goes into our subconscious. And because in Kali Yuga it was very difficult to live in the moment, so everything just went into subconscious. And that's what created very strong identity. So that identity, now we have to understand there are two kind of vibrations we carry. So first thing, let me explain that there is a difference between spirit and soul. Normally we think spirit and soul are the same, which is not true. And in fact, the term spiritual journey is again a very inaccurate term. The real term is Adhyatmik Yatra. Adhyatma is towards soul, but spiritual is the journey of the spirit. But where the spirit is, spirit when purifies becomes the soul. So what leaves the body is spirit. But in spirit, what is there? In spirit, whatever is our soul character, that is there. But also all our emotions, unresolved issues, everything. So when we leave the body, go into the next, everything leaves with us. And it is not the soul which is leaving the body, it is the spirit. So what is there in the spirit? In the spirit, there are two kind of vibrations. One kind of vibrations are which are there, holistic vibrations, which are spread everywhere. And also there are ego vibrations, which are very concentrated. Now those could be concentrated inside our body and in our aura and everywhere. They are concentrated, bounded. The whole journey from spirit to soul is a journey of moving from bounded to unbounded vibrations. That is the whole journey. And if we can understand, see, every emotion we have is there is a bounded nature of that. And when we begin to observe that, the boundaries break and that energy, that vibration spreads in the whole, it becomes a whole state. So this is what the whole concept is. It is very simple actually. The journey to I am God is not difficult. It is not difficult. Honestly, and those who join that workshop, and if you read the book, you would realize that you can start moving towards I am God. It's not a difficult journey, but it requires a lot of authenticity. Seeing things as they are. See, we all know, we have described God in three forms. We call him Satchidanand, right? We call him Satya, Chetan, and Anand. So, God is the truth, right? And if you want to move towards the truth, what you require is something very simple. Start to see the truth. That's it. And journey to Paramatma is very simple. Start to see the truth of this moment to the next moment to the next moment to the next. And every time you will go deeper and deeper and deeper. And at some point of time, the whole truth will just descend upon. It's very simple. But in today's times, we have developed these notions. We don't want to see the truth because the truth is very uncomfortable. So what we want to see, I wish truth is like that. Sometimes we have this big, fixed disease in today's world, positive thinking. The biggest block to your journey to God. You cannot think positive and know the God. You should know there is once you start to move into I am God, you do not need positive. Positive thinking is something you are just imposing on yourself. When you know God, you will know that you can trust Him completely. That life takes care of you. And if you know that life takes care of you, why do you need positive thinking? Isn't it? Just if life takes care of you, just receive it. That's it. Listen to life, right? And that's what we learn in this workshop, and this is what you will learn when you're reading them.
Shivo couldn't said better. And I think every time you speak about the book, there's always something different and to learn, to imbibe. Thank you for that, Shivo. Shivo, I want to ask you, even this has been, I'm very curious about the fact. What do you think the participants, did you feel the difference in us? Did you feel that we got it somewhere? Do you see us walking the journey?
Of course, we all were feeling that. We all were having.
No, after the workshop.
Yeah, there is everything, the whole quantum space has changed now. Quality of everything has just gone up, and people are having different lives after that, isn't it? So it's magic happening every day. There is magic happening. That's because we are connected with the space. We are grounded in space. So, Shiva, so can I request those who read the book, maybe you can share one essence of what you got, and if you have a question, that also you can ask. Maybe can I invite everyone to share one essence? You can come up here. So we have one camera. Yeah. Try you did the workshop. Let's start with you. So let's take the share on the essence. Questions maybe we can take later, right? Questions.
Everyone, thank you so much for being present here in a very large number. Today is a very joyous occasion. It's the
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Happy birthday, Shivo. For me, Anuprabhasini, the 21-day session was so beautiful, so beautiful. I had really, there was so much of change in the entire thought process. I didn't know where to start and where to end. I can just try to put it into a nutshell so that it just gives you a glimpse of what I felt. So there were a lot of things within me that I felt that that why things are happening, why things are happening like this to me, to everyone. Everyone has their own grievances, their own problems, their own likings, dislikes, etc. So for me, at that point of time, I had been going through a very tough time with my health issues, and really, I mean, a big, big, big thank you to Shivo and Mansi and the entire Quanto Life for helping me to get through it. In Aham Brahmasmi, I felt that at the end of it, okay, there is God in me. Okay, I want to feel that within, and how I felt that within, and how do you do that? That is a big, big challenge. Really, it's not very easy for everyone to think that okay, I am God. Okay, now if I come and say, Amnas, you're God, I mean, will you be able to accept it all of a sudden? No, right? So there is a lot of process which you have to go through within you, which Shiva has guided us to take through it. And when you are standing there and thinking that I am God, and even you're God, and that acceptance was never within me and was never within the whole participants who were there, 35 participants who were there in the Brahmasmi. At the end of the 21st day, it was a miracle. The kind of shift which everyone saw, the kind of shift which everyone felt, the kind of power what people felt as I am God was a different feel altogether. So when you have to actually sit and think within yourself and try to figure out where the process has been, where the process has gone wrong.
Okay, Uttara, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, so please come up, just share one essay. Let's take a minute each.
Anybody who's read the book, not necessarily who's done the workshop, even if you've read or you've attended some of our Thursday sessions. Atin, come, please. Atin. Shruti, come. Let's have you then, Atin. And there are some here who attend the Thursday sessions, so I would like them to come forward.
Good evening, everyone. I didn't attend the 21 days workshop, but I read that book, and I have some issues in my life till then. Okay, so but whenever I confused after my sadhana, I just had kept that book and I just read that like Shivo said, say Quanto, and then after that process, and I get the exact page and क्या बोलते हैं उनके उस बुक में ना, हाँ उस बुक में मेरा सॉल्यूशन देखा, मेरे माइंड की जो कंफ्यूजन थी उसका आंसर उस पेज पे था, जो मैंने 3 बार रीड किया और समझ में आया कि अहम ब्रह्मास्मि book is a very powerful book. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. So anyone want to share this? Come up, please. Come up.
Please come.
Quickly.
Yeah, but this is not the final book, okay? This is just a curtain raiser or preview.
Something highlight. It has got 2 chapters. The final book will have 21 chapters, so it's going to be around 500 pages. This has just 2 chapters.
And still powerful. And still powerful.
Yes. We're getting huge response.
Nice.
So what I want to say is that I live in Moscow. So whatever I get from Quanto Life and from this workshop was only, or not the workshop, I wasn't in the workshop, I learned from the Thursday sessions. So we had 2 Thursday sessions where we did this oracle reading, where they told us select any page number and randomly from, I think it was from 7 to 99 or something. And 20, yeah, 81. So we realized that everybody, whoever attended those Thursday workshops, their answers were there. So if I said 56, and when the post for the evening was reading, 56 did have my answer. So I think we'll play this small game today as well, very soon. So randomly, you have a question in your mind. If you have anything that's bothering you, you want a cosmic answer, this book is definitely guided. We're going to open a page and there we're going to get an answer. Okay, so start thinking if there's something that you want to ask the cosmic to help you. Thank you.
Okay, so literally saying that I am afraid from this book. Really, मुझे डर लगता है इस बुक से, क्योंकि मैं इसलिए इस बुक को डेफिनेटली मैंने वर्कशॉप अटेंड करी है, और बिकॉज 84 महादेव का हम लोग प्रोजेक्ट कर रहे हैं शिवो सर और मानसी के गाइडेंस के अंदर, एंड इट रियली एक्सप्रेस हाउ द आइडेंटिफिकेशन डिसॉल्व्स. सो आई फील कि इस दुनिया में शायद सबसे ज्यादा जो डर है वो डेथ का डर है, मृत्यु का डर. और ये जो बुक है आपको ये it will make you die from your own personality and your identity, and let me tell you, no one want to die. And that's why this book, and when you really die, you will born again. Like Osho says, like, you know, एक जो जन्म जो देता है वो आपको आपकी माँ देती है, फिजिकल बर्थ, और जो आध्यात्मिक बर्थ है जो हम लाइफ आफ्टर लाइफ से लॉन्ग करते हैं वो आपको गुरु देते हैं. तो जो आपको जो तो ये बुक जो आपको दे देती है, रीबर्थ देती है. So if you want to born again, if you want to born as a soul, to recognize yourself from thousands of years of journey, life after life, this is book for all of us, and it will make really, I really feel. So I will try to really imbibe it, and I hope I will able to do this. Thank you.
That is very, 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 very fantastic. Anyone else? Chitesh, Divya, Anishka, come on.
So for me, I remember reading many books or having come across many concepts from other mentors, teachers about being present. Like, we have heard a lot. We might have come across this term being present, being totally present to any situation. And, I always had this question in mind. Yes, everyone advises that we need to be totally present to everything, but how do we be actually present? And this question of mine got answered in this 21-day Anand Brahmasmi workshop. Um, the way the workshop was conducted, there was no form and structure. There was nothing pre-decided what is going to be covered on what day. It was purely based on moment to moment questions and answers. Now, with the participants' sharings and questions, I myself picked up so many things and also picked up what it really means to be present. So, which is to be aware of the space around us, to be aware of the space around emotions, to be aware of the space around any situation. So, uh, while I've not grasped it completely, but it's definitely polished my understanding of presence and how to work with the space element. So, thank you.
Chitesh, you like to come and say?
Good evening, everybody. For me, workshop has been very life changing in terms of being able to trust life. When we are saying I am God, it really becomes difficult to trust, and that is what I've learned in this workshop. And one of the key things which came up for me while reading the book multiple times and while doing the workshop and while attending the Thursday or the Mafia session is that we have to love life in our own way, and we have to love the space around us in our own way by observing it minute by minute, moment by moment, and that's what the whole learning is all about.
Thank you, Chitesh. So, if anybody is interested in joining the Aham Brahmasmi's group, be the Cosmic Channel group on WhatsApp and attend the Thursday sessions, you can contact one of the team members. We'll give you also a link to it. So also, anyone else who's read the book would like to say? Some of Shivo's friends. So, anybody read the book? She would like to say something. आप भी edit कर रहे हो ना? आप कुछ कहना चाहोगे?
Deepak, maybe you just got the book. Hello, Deepak.
So I am getting this opportunity to.
You just got the book, right? Now you are reading. You read few pages. Maybe you can come here and share your impression, whatever you read. Yeah, please.
So I am getting this opportunity to edit some of the chapter, and in the process of editing each chapter, I am getting to read it. So, like if I am reading a chapter, I am getting something new every time. And sometimes I forget that I am editing it. I just keep on reading it, and then after when I do it the next time, then I point out some mistakes and then I edit it. So, like what happens? Like recently I edited a chapter, So in that chapter, there was a mention of Mansi, and she was saying that she is hurting her left foot every time. And she was mentioned the solution that this is why it is happening. So it was like there are many things, but
can you share what was the solution? That will be very interesting for everyone.
Yes, the solution was like she has related like she was relating it to with relating that to it with her father. Like her father was crippled after like she was, and she was not able to do anything for him. So that's why she wanted to do something like her father is not there anymore. So she wanted to do something for him. So that's why
she couldn't do anything, and that guilt is there. That guilt is kind of taking her into the situation of hurting her left again and again. Yes. And it became so bad that her Masa, who is one of the most famous orthopedic surgeon in the world, even he said that it's not possible to recover and you have to live with it. And then we worked on this cleansing of how her father's those 20 years was impacting her. And what happened after that is simply miraculous. She totally recovered in 2 months, and everybody was like, so Masi is there, so you remember that, right? Everybody was shocked at how is this recovery possible. Totally recovered. Yeah, so this is how our lives incidents are affecting us. We are not even aware.
And also, I like the concept of this book. Like when you read, most books are like theoretical. Like there are so many people, and the good thing about it is like many people are here. Like we know them personally, so they are asking some questions that some other people are answering it. That's a good thing. And seriously, everybody should read this book because it is different from many other books that we read usually. So I think that is a good thing. Thank you, sir.
So before we go on to the next session, I would like to call Juji because he had the first Aham Brahmasmi. So, could you tell us something about it? Aham Brahmasmi circle जो आपके ऑफिस में हो, how did it help?
Hello everybody. The first Brahmasmi circle we had in our office, and with my friends in the society, we were having on redevelopment of the society. And so that's the thing which we took up in that meeting. Prajiti was also there, and she had a very good example of how universe conspires to help when people are trusting the universe, and that's how with connection the universe is helped. And these friends of mine interacted with Shivo also, and they were very much satisfied.
So,
yes,
so what I want to say is that every problem you see, every problem, there is no exception. Whether there is a conflict, there is a crisis, whether there is a human conflict, whether there is a political crisis, whether there is an earthquake, it doesn't matter. Whether there is a disease, everything exists vibrationally first. Then it manifests at material level. So the way we try to solve it is we are trying to solve it on a physical level. Like disease हो गया, तो then we go to doctor and we say कि चलो अब इसको ठीक कर, right? But what is the way? Way is to observe. If you are in observation, all emotions associated with that begin to dissolve. And when the observation begin to dissolve, you will see miraculously in most unexpected ways, whatever problem you are facing, it doesn't matter what problem, will begin to resolve by itself. So this grounding in space and the observation it gives to us, We just need a particular mass of sadhaks to solve any problem. Let's say if your society is not clean, right? There is a problem of a lot of garbage or whatever. Let's say there are 1,000 people living in your society. I can tell you if there are just 10 committed people, they begin to observe this vibrationally. Automatically, you will see things will start to happen, society will become. Right? So we have to work at everything vibrationally. Thank you, Thank you. So this world
connection really helps for solving the problems. The one thing which I find very easy and for very difficult situations is acknowledging the problem and leaving it there.
Right, it's very difficult to acknowledge the problem because when there is a problem, you have to acknowledge everything. There are people involved, they all have emotions. You have to go to the truth. See, biggest problem, why a problem doesn't get solved? Because we don't want to accept the truth. That's it. That's the only problem. There's only one problem that we don't want to accept it. The moment you begin to accept that this is the truth and you explore it. Truth is not like what you have seen. That's a very, very small part of truth. There is a truth a lot of other people are seeing. There is a truth that exists emotional level. There is a collective truth. The truth is very big, but even a small part of that you begin to see the truth, the problem will be resolved. And this is what I often said. We were having a Brahmasmi circle going 2 days back, and I was saying that there was a time when Brahmasmi was a very esoteric concept. Some people will be very inspired. They will say, what is this world? I want to find God. And right, very few of them will walk the path. But today, we are the kind of chaos we are in, the kind of issues, the crisis we are in. Brahmasmi is not just a way to flourish. It is also a way to survive. And I am saying this again and again. Next 1,000 years, only those people will survive in this world who would have known that I am God. The one who doesn't know will not survive. So we are going to get into very difficult times. And not only those are going to be very difficult times, they are also going to be times of huge evolution. After 1,000 years, the humanity will come out shining in different kind of colors. The humans after 1,000 years, you wouldn't be able to believe that they are the kind of humans which are there. But what is the crux? Everybody has to know I am God. If you don't know, neither you will survive nor you will flourish. So it's not just a grand tool of evolution, but it is also an issue of survival. Yeah? Thank you. So there is one more thing I want to say. What is new in this? Okay. So so what is new? They teach us a new kind of a thing, totally new kind of a thing. Right? Let me explain what it is. So we all make choices of life, right? We all make choices of life. How do we make choices?
By our past experience.
Past experience, yes. And we consider different factors, right? Whatever is known to us. We consider what do we want, right? And then we make a choice. But we are in a time where everything is chaos, right? Number of what is unknown is so huge. So you don't know, but you still have to make choice. How will you make a choice if you don't even know the factors? And past experience. Whatever you have lived in past is not going to work in future. Very clear. Every time a situation arises, you have to find a solution which has no reference from the past. So how do you get into those kind of spontaneous solutions? This book teaches, till now we have learned to think based on what we know. But actually this book teaches you to think based on what you don't know. Okay? So we explore the truth. So what is that? In the truth, we explore what we know. And also we explore what we don't know. Okay, and when we acknowledge what we don't know, then the answers just start to come. Just by acknowledging, I don't know this. So this book teaches you to think based on what you don't know. And you can imagine how little we know of life. And can really what we know, can it really help us to make any choice? Can we really make any choice based on what we know? What you know now, you want to, if, let's say if you want to force it on your kids, are your solutions going to work? You never live what they are living. How will you make choice for them? So I get it, this is the new paradigm that humanity need to learn. And this is what this book teaches. How to think based on what you don't know. Yeah? Thank you.
Yes, I'm sure. By the youngest Quanto, Tisha. I mean, without her, we cannot. I'm not complete of the sharing.
Hello, sir. Happy birthday. So, I just wanted to ask on behalf of the youth of this generation, like in these changing times, how do we cope up with, like, I am God? Like, this is such a big statement.
Right, so I am God is just a vision. Okay? So don't get stuck with that. So I said very simple thing. One of the big problem we are facing today. And in fact, if we were like that, there would have been no scientific discoveries. Every scientist who has created something new, or every philosopher thinker who has given any new concept, he was not living in I know this. He was living in questions. I don't know this. Am I right? Who creates? The one who says I know, or one who says I don't know? Who creates? So I don't know paradigm is much higher than I know. So one of the issues with the youth might be they are living maybe too much into I know. They need to start, forget I am God or whatever. Just simple thing. I will give you a very simple sutra. Start to acknowledge what you don't know. Simple. And just be with that. And be in the space. See how the answers will appear, how the new creation will appear. Very quick.
Many of the people fear the unknown. So, how do we face that?
Right? So observe the fear of unknown. It will dissolve. And you will know that fear of unknown is nothing. Fear of unknown is nothing but the lack of trust in life. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tisha, wonderful questions. So this is a lot of sharing that we have done, and anybody who would love to have the Aham Brahmasmi circle can contact us, and we will help you to set up. Somebody from our team will come there and guide. Okay. Anyone has questions? Yeah. Question? Yeah.
As I read the book, and I have confusion in my mind. Why, like, I am a god.
this is a concept. It is really very hard to accept it. But गुरु होना जरूरी है और गुरु को समर्पित होना इसके लिए जरूरी है या नहीं, और गुरु को कैसे समर्पित होते हैं, प्लीज बता दो.
So what is the role of Guru in the whole journey? Whole I am God is about you experiencing the grounding in space. You start to feeling space around it. That is I am God. It's as simple as that. And Guru is the one who helps you, who tells you whether you are feeling that or not. And he helps you to go into inquiry of what is blocking your experience of space. And the Guru is the one who helps you ground in the space. When you connect with the Guru, when there is a Guru, in the presence of Guru, you will begin to feel the space around you. The space will become dense. And that is the only sign of a Guru. That is the real, the greatest, the grandest role of Guru is to help you understand, help you experience that there is space around. Yeah, that you are grounded in space. Thank you.
Shivo, I have a question, please.
Yeah.
If we all start thinking I am God, will the ego not come in between? Will we not become egoistic?
Yeah. If you think I am God, you will become Ravana. Yeah. But it also says you, and so are you. Would Ravana ever think that I am God and you are also God? Would he think that? Would Ravana think I am God and you are also God? Would he think like that? Then there is an ego. Then there is Ravana. Ravana will say, I am God and you are not. You are my slave. I am God, you are my slave. Right? That's why the second statement is very important. I am God and so are you. You understand? When you start to take it as full, I am God and so are you, you can never become egoistic.
Thank you.
Your question is about grounding. Now, as a student of science, yes, we know grounding. And most of the tech center, they say, नंगे पैर जमीन पे अगर रहे तो ग्राउंडिंग हो रही है. बिल्डिंग के अंदर अगर है तो भी चप्पल उतार के अगर करते तो ग्राउंडिंग हो. ये लोग ग्राउंडिंग इन स्पेस की जब बात करते हैं तो कुछ विजुअलाइजेशन तो करना ही पड़ेगा कि भाई हाउ एम आई connecting with the space.
Right. So yeah. So
question पूरा नहीं.
Sorry.
मुझे अपने आप को फीटस स्टेट में, जैसे वूम में बच्चा होता है, वो जिस तरह से मुझे उस तरह से फील करना चाहिए अपने आप को स्पेस, या मुझे स्पिरिट, अभी तो स्पिरिट ही है ना, अभी सोल तो है नहीं, अभी तो दुनिया भर की चीजें पड़ी है. तो जो भी स्पिरिट है और उसका जो सोल है पार्ट, वो यूनिवर्सल सोल के साथ में कनेक्टेड, कम्युनिकेटिंग, जैसे पानी और एयर कम्युनिकेट, इस तरह से सोचना चाहिए.
So, first thing, it is true, yes, the kind of grounding that has been discussed till now, almost all the time, is grounding on the earth. When you get grounded on the earth, you will begin to feel your body. Okay, there also the ego will come into it. If there is ego, you cannot even get grounded on the earth. So the payoff of grounding on the earth is your health will become very healthy. It's a factor of grounding on that. But to ground in space is to know your soul nature. It is to know your soul nature. Now, Einstein also used to say that every object is spatially expanded. And what it means by that is that if there is a chair in the room, you may see it in the room, but actually it is in the whole space. It is just the density of the vibration. The vibration of chair exists everywhere. But the density of that is so high at that place, that's why you see the chair. Okay. So it is not that we are this body and we have the soul. This body is, it's not like that. There is the soul, we exist as soul. That soul takes the body. So there are vibrations of us everywhere, also concentrated as identity, right? Those vibrations come together. That's what the body becomes. So if we want to feel that nature of ourselves, which is connected with the whole cosmos, we got to get grounded in space. Now, how to think about that? These words are very difficult. But Kabir also said, and Krishna also mentioned in Gita, that human being is like a upside down hanging tree, उल्टा लटका हुआ पेड़, जिसकी जड़ें कहाँ हैं? आसमान, और जिसके फल कहाँ हैं? यहाँ धरती पर, right? So our origin is not this body. This is just the fruit. Where are our roots? Our roots are in the whole space. I hope that answers the question. Thank you. Yeah, you also mentioned that in that state we begin to communicate. There is a soulful communication with every being that begins to happen when you are in the whole space. So you have a particular vibration, you are spread all over, and there are so many other vibrations, and they start to interact with each other. This is the fifth body. So Aham Brahmasmi is the fifth body concept. There is a journey beyond that also. There is a sixth body, there is seventh body. And I will not go into that. But yes, when we go into this fifth body, I am God, I start to live in my pure vibrations, which are different for everyone. Okay. So I accomplish my highest intention. Yeah. That is, I am God. And in the seventh body, I am also God. There is no I. There is nothing to compare. Who is I? Where is I? That is the seventh body. And there is a sixth body in between, which is very complex. So I wouldn't talk about it now.
Thank you, Shivo, for giving us a fair idea of Aham Brahmasmi as in the cosmic channel. Now, when the Joriji was asking a question about being grounded, okay, so I had a question which crossed my mind, I'm Ashwin. I wanted to ask you about now being grounded as a physical person or a physical existence or a physical body. Okay, so from there, if we are going to be a cosmic channel, okay, does gratitude play a very important role here, or how do we take that channel?
I mean, without gratitude, you cannot go into the grounding space.
Right. So from
but I see there are a lot of people who do a lot of gratitude practices. They're very hollow. Okay. Why they are hollow? Because you are trying to live in gratitude, but you are not acknowledging your identity.
Right. So being a person or as a physical body, okay. If I'm
so the journey is this. So there is a triangle of the journey. Mm-hmm. First part of that is the trust in life or gratitude or whatever your soulful is. That is the first side. Second side is your acknowledgement of identity. Mm-hmm. This is what my identity is. Okay, and then when you acknowledge the identity and you are also in gratitude, you are in soulfulness, then in a very accelerated manner, that identity will dissolve. And the third part of the tribe is to live at your fullest. So intensely in value creation way.
Okay. So now
the value creation is another different dimension to understand. Probably I'll talk about it at some other point of time, but in days 16, 17, 18, I have talked a lot about what is value creation in this book. When the final version comes, you have 3 chapters on value creation.
Fantastic. So, as per the last answer, what you had said, Aham Brahmasmi is like the 5th body. So, the 6th and 7th body, if we are going to look at it in terms of chakras, so it's like crown chakra or reaching the eternity.
Yeah, Aham Brahmasmi is a Vishuddhi chakra concept. And the Vishuddhi chakra merges with the crown chakra. That's when the Aham Brahmasmi experience happens.
Exactly. So, that
like if you want to experience the God as rasa, when your Swadhisthana chakra will merge with the crown chakra, then you will experience God as rasa. Right? When you will experience your solar plexus with merger with Sahasrara, you will experience God as power. Right?
Yeah. Right. So, just for everyone's understanding, I had one last question. So, from the physical body and the soul, okay, if there is like a becoming a cosmic channel, these 7 chakras and the gratitude, the karma, whatever we are doing as a physical body, okay, all of that will come into existence to become the cosmic channel. Am I right?
The cosmic channel generally happens when you totally surrender to life. See, what is a block in being the cosmic channel? I have my wish and I will do everything to accomplish it. That's the problem. Because we don't even know what is good for us. You're pursuing something, you don't know what is good for you. What we need to trust is, yes, I have my wish, but Cosmos has a plan for me. Cosmos has a wish for me. Let me discover what that is. Because that wish of Cosmos for me is much more grander than the wish I have from life. You understand? We need to surrender our plans. Acknowledge your plans. I'm not saying you forget and you can't forget your plans because there are so much there in your mind. Acknowledge, surrender, tell God, listen, this is what my plan is. But actually, I don't know what is best for me. So you only tell. So get your answers.
Choosing the unknown is what is
yes.
the answer which the cosmos is going to give us, is what you're.
No, it will exactly tell you what next step to take.
Perfect. This is what I wanted the answer.
Continuously guide you. And that's what the cosmic channel is. Cosmic channel is totally guided by unknown. He doesn't live, he's not forcing what he wants on life. He may have his wish and he will tell this to God, God, this is what I wish. Now it is up to you. What do you want? I will follow what you want. I'm not going to insist on what I want.
So Shivo, somewhere
it's a complete surrender. The word for we somehow we put too much on our willpower determination. At some point, it's going to just, ditch you. It's going to fail you. Okay? We must know that the living in surrender is a much higher way. And wherever we have this strong urge, this is what I want, this is what I want, just be in surrender. And when you are in surrender, when you experience the moment of surrender, that's when you become the cosmic channel. And the cosmic channel, the popular word for that, I don't use that word very well. I mean, I don't want to use the word for many reasons, but the way probably you will experience that. The cosmic channel is what we call in Hinduism the avatar. And it has been mentioned in our Shastras. Okay? And one day, each one of us will be an avatar. Okay? Means, and avatar doesn't mean something high-fi and become great or something. Very simple. Avatar is the most simple person. What is the meaning of avatar? Avatar is the one who is always receiving. He is not saying, this is what I want, I will do this, do that. No, he's receiving all the time. He's asking what I should do next. Tell me. He's listening to life. Avatar is the one who listens and acts on it. Yeah. So our Shastras say that there is a period of, there is a period of one kalpa. And one kalpa is 1000 years. That is 24 million years. And we have not at least a half of that. There are 14 manvantras. We are in the 7th manvantara right now. And our Shastras say, and Aurobindo also said, by the end of 14th manvantara, every human being will be a god or goddess. And there will be many who will be on spiritual journey, and they will go there very quickly. Maybe some of them will become god goddess in the next 10,000 years, 20,000 years. Yeah. So that is the being, this is not surrender. All this does not happen by your determination, by your sankalpa. Yeah, this, when you start to manifest the whole cosmos, when the whole cosmos begins to throb to you, and how will the cosmos manifest to you if you have any ego? Ego will cover it, right? Ego will not allow the cosmos wish to be manifested in the physical world. So, the quality of being a cosmic channel is to live in complete surrender. And yes, we don't live in complete surrender. So, all the time remain, acknowledge your ego, your identity. Right? All the time, acknowledge what emotion is stopping you. Acknowledge the corrective truth. Acknowledge the emotions of others around you as far as you know. Of course, we know that we will not know the emotions of others fully. It's even a task to know my own emotions, right? Even that's a very big leap if you start to know your emotions. It's a big leap, isn't it? So this is the state of being a cosmic.
Shivo, I had a question. When you said the book has answers to any kind of problems, may it be society, the world, the nation, whatever.
No, book doesn't have the answer. Book tells you how to find an answer to the problems.
Okay. So if I
and book cannot tell you, and because if that answer is mentioned, it has become past, right? By the time you read it, it's past. Every right answer is true only in that moment. Moment is gone, it's no more the right one. That is a spontaneous living you need to learn. So, and it's very, in fact, once you start to live in place spontaneously, living in a, in a fixed way, this is what I thought, this is what I will do, will appear a big burden to you, big burden. Because you say, oh, I've lost everything. Because that's a real joy. To be spontaneous. You understand?
So if I have a friend who's egoistic, who thinks they're always right, or is very rigid, always angry, and I give this book to them, will it make any difference to them?
We don't know. We can't claim that it will, but it might. We don't know. You do your best. You give it to them.
Okay.
Yeah, you do your best.
So you do say that we should try gifting this book to a lot of people around.
We should, because one thing, as I said, humanity is getting into very difficult times, and you will see how difficult the times will become 50 years from now. And let me tell you, that's why the young generation is very pessimistic, because they know this is what is going to happen. Tisha will tell me this, right, Tisha? वीर देख के यार कुछ नहीं है, हमारे तो कितनी जिंदगी बची है, हमारी तो कट जाएगी, right? So we are not worried about कि कुछ trouble आने वाला है बड़ा. We are not worried, but those kids are really worried. That's what keeps them depressed, and that's why I want my answer. I used to think that why they are always living यार अभी जी लो यार, जो करना है अभी कर लो. कल किसी ने देखा है, क्यों करते हैं ऐसा? इसीलिए करते हैं, क्योंकि उनको पता है यार कल जो टुमारो इतना डार्क है यार, अभी तो मिल रहा है ले लो भाई, अभी कल तो मतलब क्या होगा कोई नहीं पता. You're getting it. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. Deepak here. You also listen here. Yeah, Shivo here. Yeah, yes, right. Yeah, I have a question. So you referred there is a soul and there is a spirit, and you said they both are not same. So there is a difference, right? So just wanted to understand more. What is so the when the soul is mixed, soul is light, pure light. Spirit is light and darkness, not darkness. Soul is light and its shadow. Okay. So every identity has also come from soul. A lot of people start to fight with identity, and that is important. Identity is also a tool for us to take a big leap. We had a soul character during the times of very high conscious. That soul character has now become identity. So we need to even respect that, be in gratitude for that also. Right? And when you are in gratitude for your identity, it will dissolve much faster. That's Ma Kali's role. Ma Kali's role is to take that identity, that asuric nature in her left. She starts to move towards the light. Yeah, I hope you got your answer. Yeah, and what is spirit? No, spirit, I said, spirit is soul mixed with identity. So anybody else has a question? Yes, Anand, please. Yeah, Anand, my long time friend. I'm meeting him after many years. Welcome, Anand.
Well, nice to see you. Congratulations for the book. To simplify the things that you have wrote a beautiful thought, and I know your journey has been quite interesting. I've seen. My simple question is this: that Amram Asmi has been very integral part of the scriptures, and contemporary life is full of chaos. And, so, just by Q&A, this cannot be resolved. People have to evolve. So, what are the methods and means you suggest, or you have gone through, or suggest people to come to face and the challenges of chaos and how to resolve them, how to evolve to the next level? This is my question. Simple. What are we going to solve?
Anand, thank you very much. Thank you very much for asking a very deep question. So, we begin with the interaction. So, interaction is a way for us to discover our identity. If you do not interact, identity you cannot discover. Right? And what comes after that, after identity? Once you acknowledge, then go into the space, feel the space, begin to observe the identity that begins to dissolve. Surrender, it begins to dissolve. And then we have so many processes around it. And those processes are simply miraculous. Those who are involved with Quanto Life for past 5-7 years, there has been immense, huge leaps in their lives. They are, you cannot see that, okay, this is what a person was 5 years back and this is what it is now. It's not a journey of, it's not about me taking Q&A. No, it's a rigorous step. A lot of people ask me, oh, is the journey so long? Because I say, people ask me how much time do you think? I said, let's say 10 years. And I said, 10 years? I said, listen, you have had karma stored in you for 10,000 years. And if you are cleansing that in 10 years, is it a very slow journey or a very fast journey? Just imagine 1 year for 1,000 years, just imagine that. How fast it is. So when you start to look at it at that canvas, the journey is very fast. But yes, it's a regression. And also, I want to say one more thing here. There have been so many treatises on omniscience. I think every guru has spoken. Every guru has spoken. But then you will see that they're like very esoteric concepts. It's very difficult to relate. People will listen, satsang ho gaya, chalo theek hai. But it is the first time the concept of Aham Brahmasmi is brought in such a simplicity that everybody can journey on. Because what I realized that it is crucial for humanity to get it. It's not just about that, okay, 10 लोगों को Aham Brahmasmi हो गया तो बस काम हो गया. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है. अभी 1% लोगों को होना चाहिए कम से कम. If there is a 7 billion population, 70 million people must get into knowing this that I am God, Aham Brahmasmi. So how will that happen? And here, this concept is not that Aham Brahmasmi is a destination. So it is not a destination. It's a journey. Okay? So you may be, and everybody is experiencing a little bit of Aham. Everybody, right? Because everybody, all of you, have had some moments of total joy. When you became one with the cosmos, right? Maybe you had it once in your life, twice in your life, but it did happen. Yeah? So in those moments, you did experience some Brahmasmi. So all of us are experiencing it at some other, but maybe we are just 5% there, or some are 50% there, right? 50% is a big number. Once you are there at 50%, a lot of things will start to happen by even without yourself. So let's say some people are there at 5%, some are there at 30%, right? Right? My purpose is not really that you reach that destination. My purpose is if you are at 5%, go to 7%. Are you getting it? And for that to happen, a practical journey to happen, first thing we got to understand is what is your identity structure. If you don't understand your identity, just forget. You are not even started. Not possible. And to understand the identity, the inclination. Right? Thank you.
This introduction.
Yes.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes.
जैसे आपने अश्विन को बोला था कि आपके जो भी प्लान्स हैं आप कॉस्मोस को बता दो कि मेरा ये प्लान है ना और आपको आंसर मिल जाएगा कि आपको क्या करना है. तो कई बार ये होता है कि आपका प्लान सक्सेसफुल नहीं होता है या कहीं स्टक हो जाता है या आपका प्लान फेल हो जाता है. तो इसका मतलब कि कॉस्मोस का आपके लिए आंसर है
नहीं. आप अभी क्या है? Cosmos will guide you only if you create a space inside you. ठीक है? क्योंकि कॉस्मिक एनर्जी यानी कहाँ आएगी? आपके पास स्पेस होना चाहिए. तो स्पेस कैसे क्रिएट होगा आप सब? आपको आउटर स्पेस आपके थ्रू फ्लो करे उसके लिए पहले आपको इनर स्पेस चाहिए. इनर स्पेस कैसे फ्लो करेगा? फॉर एग्जाम्पल, यू हैव अ प्लान, देयर इज समथिंग यू वांट. You need to first acknowledge what are the emotions associated. Okay. Do you have fear? Do you have greed? Do you have guilt? Acknowledge that. Okay. And surrender that. When I say surrender the plan, it's not going to work unless you surrender the emotions associated. And when the emotions are surrendered, those emotions, you become free, little bit free, just 1%. 1% you also. Then the cosmic vibration will begin to flow inside. यहाँ पे सब लोगों को experience है कि कितने cosmic vibration flow कर. That is the guidance. सोचना नहीं, emotions को acknowledge करना. And उसकी next stage ये है कि also acknowledge the emotions of others. About that, if somebody is resisting, somebody is supporting, whatever, people involved in that. But okay, that is the next step. So I'm sure. First start with knowledge.
सेकंड क्वेश्चन ये कि गिफ्ट करते हैं आप ये पढ़ो
तो आपको को क्या दिखना पड़ेगा कि इसके हार्ट को टच करे या आपके माइंड पे इसके वजह से क्यों पढ़ना चाहिए?
एक क्वेश्चन एकदम उनको सिंपल बोलना, ऐसा करो आप उसका कोई भी पेज एक निकालो. This book has a vibrational field. ये जो प्रोडक्ट है ना, ये वाइब्रेशनल फील्ड का प्रोडक्ट, ये कोई पर्सनल विश का प्रोडक्ट नहीं. Because God wanted it to happen, so it happened. And there is a vibrational field it is dropping inside. That the page which you need to know, that's the page that will. बस आप इतना बोल दो. Yeah. Yeah, Tisha, you want to say?
शिव सर, आपने बोला था कि वहाँ पे देखना. So I want to ask that if I want to give, like Didi is saying, how to recognize that person really, otherwise the interested in that book.
No, just show it to him and tell him to open any page, and if that person is getting engrossed, showing the interest, give to him. Otherwise, don't want to waste books, right?
Yeah, because we want to give
we want the right people
also read and also spread it to the next person.
Yeah. So
yeah. So if we really give them and really say that they're not only to read, but if you share more,
yeah,
the book is more, you can be one book. It really is the blessing for that person.
Thank you.
I think this one has
एक्चुअली ये जो क्वेश्चन मैं पूछना चाहता था वो मैं बाद में पूछूंगा, लेकिन अभी जो उसके ऊपर आपने इंटरेक्शन, उसी ऑब्जर्वेशन में रहना, प्रेजेंट रहना, तो वाली बात बहुत चली है. और हम लोग ध्यान रखें ये इंटरेक्शन किसके साथ के इंटरेक्शन से ये चीज.
Okay, so let me share something here. So there was one master who used the interaction, the technique of interaction, and his name was Socrates. Okay, whole life he did not give any principle, he did not give any belief, nothing. Only thing he will do, knock someone's door and start to interact, and he will see where is that person. Okay, the crisis of that age was 2400 years. So what was the meaning? What is the meaning of philosophy? Philosopher. It is made of philosopho, the lover of truth. So that's what the Socrates was. He was a lover of truth. And how he would discover the truth is by interacting. So he will expose where you are stuck by interacting with you. Okay. So what was the big crisis of that age? That people could not explore the truth. Why? Because they were always giving reference of what's written in the scriptures. So that's what he taught. Okay, fine, this is what is written in scriptures, but let's examine at this moment. And when, just imagine, there was nothing he wrote in his life. It was after he was gone, 5-7 years after that, Plato started to reconstruct those diagrams. Okay, so he went to different people. Okay, Socrates was talking about that here, who all were present. You will note down the names. He will then just go to everyone. What did you say? What did he say? See, it's all reconstruction. So it's not generally what happened. There is a lot of interpretation also. Because people forget also, then everybody has their own conditioning, right? But that Plato's Republic became the foundation of science. Because he taught logic. And science is based on logic. This is how interactive interaction is powerful. How powerful? 2,500 years after, 2,200 years after he interacted, those interactions came to humanity and it founded the science and technology. So the real stuff is not in talking and people listening. Real stuff is in interacting. That's how the spiritual journey happens. When you open up, you start to see, okay, where I'm stuck, what is my reality right now? If you do not open up, how will you even see that? Right? So interaction is the real technique of spirituality. It's not the big concept, esoteric, what is God, somebody, and somebody is telling, ये उपनिषद में वो लिखा है इसमें. No, it's not going to help. What's going to help is helping people understand where are you right. You getting? I hope this answers you.
So, just the last bit before we break for some snacks, and after that we'll come back and we'll have a cake cutting ceremony, because this was just the first part of today's celebration, and second part is today's Shivo's birthday. So as we are seeing, this book is actually something that's going to help us down the line in the future. It's really going to help the generations to come to live in these chaotic times, right? And there are many of us who want to share it, who want it to reach more and more people. And one of the ways of doing it is maybe posting it on the Facebook, which we within the team have already experimented. And I would like Avnas to come forward and share her experience. Actually, she was the one who triggered it more than anyone.
Thank you, Vajin. So what happened is, most of you all know Quantomancy, who's our co-founder, and she lives in America. So she put it up on her Facebook page where she spoke about this book, and she said if anybody wants a free copy, do get in touch with me, like with her. So I really like this idea because, as I mentioned earlier, I don't live in Bombay, but I want a lot of my friends in Bombay to get this book. So I said, how do I do the same thing? So what I did is I tried to follow her footsteps. I also posted on my Facebook page and on social media so that my friends got the exposure. And I said, if you want this book, please do get in touch with me. And I was really surprised. The people who actually have contacted me and have said, yes, please let me have the book, I never ever thought those were the people who would ever ask for a book like this. They always, I thought, were, not spiritual, not religious, not into any of these cosmic kinds, and they had lived a different life. But we really don't know who needs this book. We really don't know how it's going to help somebody. So in case, if any of you all would like to follow a similar exercise and you want to share this book with your friends and family, do get in touch with me today. I'll give you a WhatsApp number. You could send the address or you could send the person's name. We will get in touch with your friend. We will get the address for them and we will post it on your behalf. So you just have to get in contact with us, and after that we'll do everything for you. Okay, so do not hesitate. Let's try and reach out to as many people as we can with this marvelous book. This is the book of the future, and today we are very lucky that we are sitting here and Shivo can sign the books for us. So we don't only have our author sitting next to us, our guru, but he's going to put in some small message for each one of us. So if you're interested, while some of you are having your high tea snacks there, do grab the opportunity and share a moment with Shivo. So thank you everyone for joining. And yeah, and we will be cutting a cake, and that cake's a little special, okay? It's got a secret on that, and I'm sure nobody wants to miss it. Okay, so let's head for the high tea and grab your meal, and you can come back here. Thank you so much. Do you want to say something?
Happy birthday, Acharya Shivo. I call him Acharya Shivo just because my initial interaction with him has been very special, especially with him and the co-founder Malti. Since almost 5-7 years, it's been very interesting journey for me. I started, and today has been my second year.
So guys, what I was just talking just now, we have Asha here. She's new to all of us, and she is somebody unknown to all of us here, and she's come through Facebook. Okay, so we put this up. I don't know how Asha found us, but Asha was one of the first members who said, I want a book. When I approached her, she sent me her telephone number, her address, and before we could post book to her, she's having it signed here. So she is one of the blessed and fortunate ones. Love to meet you, Asha. Yeah, I'm so happy you're here with us. Thank you. Thank you. So guys, do tag us on Facebook. Do put in your review. We'd love to hear more about it. Okay, today's event has been really a big thing for all of us. Yeah, Quanto Shivo, Quanto Mansi, who you can follow on Facebook.
So we'll come back with the cake. This is the place of IT. तो मोबाइल मोबाइल क्या क्या मोबाइल शिव सर जो वो कर रहे हैं वो कहाँ है ईशा ईशा वो उनका मोबाइल कहाँ है आईफोन आईफोन हाँ तो मेरे को दे दो मैं उसमें फोटो खींच लेता हूँ वहाँ से वो सबके साइन कर रहे हैं ना शिव सर वो उससे को दो मैं खींचता हूँ देखो देखो यही है वो लोग जो खाने के लिए पहले खड़े हो जाए nice to see you. क्या क्या ये लो ना फोटो हाँ हाँ सवाल अरे लो ना फोटो मैं क्या क्या दूंगा
मेरी फोटो नहीं है उसके ऊपर लिखी है और वो बुक के टाइम पे
क्या हो गया क्या वो आ रही है? I think you're happy you came, no? Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Yeah. Miss करते थे. बिल्कुल. क्या?
What are you doing now?
अंदर आ जाती उसके लिए मैसेज लिखवा देता है इस पर. अरे आ रही है, बस यही आ रही है. आवाज आवाज ठीक है ना. बर्थडे भी
ये